everyone, I'm Sagnik and I'm the co-founder and CEO here at WorqHat. And over the past few months, as we are working with developers, we have received quite a number of feedback from them on how we can improvise on the WorqHat AI models and what can be made better to improvise on the privacy and security aspect of it. We have also received a lot of feedback on how the sign-up process for WorqHat AI was a bit complicated, so we decided to make it easier for you. And in this video, I'll be unpacking a lot of things. I'll be mostly talking about why WorqHat Workspaces and how it helps to ensure privacy and security. And also, I'll be taking you through the entire sign-up process on how you can create your own API key, on how you can verify your domain in order to get started with building your own application. So, first, starting off with it, why Workspaces, why it's created, and how it helps us to ensure security and privacy. The main thing about it is that whenever you create a workspace, it creates an individual container on our end. These containers are hosted on virtual machines of your choice. Going on in the future, you will be able to connect to these virtual machines through internal IP addresses instead of sending an fetch request. Now, you can choose a virtual machine of your choice either on AWS or GCP, and you can choose between different configurations as well based on your use cases and based on the volume of use that you have. But you are not charged on what configuration you're selecting. You're only charged based on the usage or the number of tokens or number of images or number of words that are being processed during the entire machine learning processes. So whenever a workspace is created, it creates a container on the virtual machine, and each container is separated from every other container present on the virtual machine itself, which means that the container that you create contains all the fine-tuned models, the data that you've uploaded for the fine-tuning process, the input and output data from your customers that you have, all of it. None of this data can be used by neither the WorqHat team nor any other organization to either go through or use it for their own internal training processes. Your data always belongs to you at all points of time. And this is because the container that is created can be accessed through SSH key only. And this SSH key can only be changed and is only visible to you and your team members on your organization dashboard. And no one apart from that will ever be able to access that SSH key. So that becomes the most important part of maintaining security and privacy of your container. And just because you have your own individual container means that you will rarely run into rate limits or slower responses because of other usage loads. So apart from privacy and security, we also ensure the highest availability rates through this entire container system that we have. Now, moving on, I'll just take you through how you can, sign up with WorqHat APIs and how you can create your own API key to get started with building your own projects. So let's get started with how you can create your own WorqHat account, start off with your own workspace, and then create your own API key so that you can use it to build your own projects and applications. So in order to get started with it, first visit https://worqhat.com and click on the Get Started with APIs option. You'll be able to see the sign up page, and you can choose to either sign in using your own email address and password, or you can also choose to sign in with your Google account. Password. I already have an account present over here, so I can go ahead and use my password to log in. So this is where your dashboard is visible, and all the workspaces that you have created in the past will be shown up over here. So let's get started with creating our own first workspace. In order to create your own workspace, click on the create new workspace option. Select your project name. So I'll add the demo sample. And this domain is what helps you identify the container that you are creating. Please make sure that this is something that you have decided on top of, because this domain cannot be changed moving forward. You can connect your own domains as a CNAME or a canonical name to this domain and point it towards the server, but this root domain will never be changed throughout the entire process, because this is what helps us identify your container in the long run. You can change your project name, but anything that's related to a container, that is the container domain or the container configurations, these can't be changed in the long run. Now I can go ahead and select my service configuration. I'll select GCP. I want to host it in Mumbai, and I can choose what machine configuration I want to host it on top of. The smallest configuration is the only available configuration that we can provide to you on the free tier. In case you want to go ahead for the bigger configuration models or the bigger configuration machine, you always have to subscribe to the pro plan that we have. Just to let you know, having a different configuration does not result in higher costs for you. You will always be charged on the basis of your usage, on the basis of number of tokens or words or images that you use throughout the processing process. Okay, so I'll take the smaller configuration. I'll just started with it. I'll wait while my configurations and my Docker files are getting created. Now here's where you have to choose your plan. The Blaze plan is the free tier plan that we have, and we provide you with a large amount of credit that gets reset every month. It's a generous free trial that we have, which allows you to get started with building your own applications without the risk of running into high costs while you are testing things out. We have a generous limit to help you get started with and to help you test out the different AI models that we have to create your own application, and then you can choose to move on to the paid plan. However, if you are deciding to build for a production level application, make sure you start with the pay as you grow plan, because once you run out of this free trial for that month, all requests are rejected. But if you're on the pay as you grow plan, irrespective of whether your free trial is valid or not, you can keep using this model over and over again. Also, this pay as you grow plan always includes the free trial for every month, so you are billed over it. In order to understand how we price our different models, please make sure you visit our https://worqhat.com/pricing page. Now I'll just get started for free, and I'll wait for my container to spin up so that I can start using it. So it was pretty fast. My container is up and I can log in using the same email address and password that I have used to sign up earlier on. So I'll just use that to log in, and my workspace is visible. So this is what your workspace actually looks like when you sign up and when you start using it. I can add my other team members to this account as well. We do understand that when you are building a project or a startup application, you do have a larger number of team members working alongside you on that project. So you can choose to add your own team members by clicking on the send invite button and adding them to the entire project that you have. Apart from that, now we'll see how you can create your own API key and get started with it. So in order to get started with building your own API key, click on the DevTools option that you have over here. This is where you can manage all your API keys and the domains that you are working with. So click on the create new API key option. Now add a name to identify your key. I'll add it as demo key. Click on the create button. I'll have to wait for some time while my key is getting generated. So once my key is generated, I can use this API key that is created in order to send requests. Now when we are building WorqHat AI, we wanted to make sure that irrespective of whether you're a front-end developer or a back-end developer, this API should be accessible from any framework or any coding language that you're using. In case you are building on top of backend languages like Node.js or Python, you don't have to whitelist your domain per se. But in case you are building something on the client side, say you are building a React project or you're building a HTML CSS project, that is when you have to whitelist your domain, because we need to make sure that all the requests that are getting originated are genuine requests that are created by you. So in order to whitelist your domain, click on the add your domain option and you can select the domain that you want to whitelist. So I'll just whitelist my localhost 3000 so that I can get started with it. And that's all you need to do to get started with using WorqHat AI and using the API keys to build your own projects. And we can't wait to see what you build with WorqHat AI. And feel free to reach out to us in case you have any issues. Drop us an email, write it down in the comment box below, or feel free to schedule a call with us on our contact us page, and we will be more than glad to help you out. You can also join our Discord channel where we can constantly discuss on different AI project ideas, what can be built using AI models, and potential startup ideas as well. We also solve a lot of issues. Our entire AI tech team is there to help you out in case you have any confusions with the integration process or any confusions regarding what projects can be built further on. So make sure you do reach out to us in case you have any problems. And we can't wait to see what you build with WorqHat AI. So till then, signing off. See you all soon. Bye bye.